G'day everyone, welcome back. Alright, well, following on from the video I put up last week, finishing off the Kubota G5200 ride-on, I thought I'd throw together just a really short, really basic update on the project list, where we're at. So the RX-7, obviously, we're sitting right here, and absolutely nothing has changed on this car except the location, and I have purchased a few other bits and pieces, so we'll go into that. The Patrol, so my 6.5 litre V8 diesel swapped GQ Patrol. Last video you saw on that, I was working to get it through engineering, and it is now, so it's now fully registered. I'll give you just a basic rundown. This won't be a long video, I just sort of thought it'd be nice to put something together showing where we're at, and what I've been up to. There is a very big update to do with the boat. Now, most people when they come to this channel were here because I had a 34-foot timber cruiser, which I swapped a motorbike for at the time, so that was way back quite a few years ago now, and did a lot of work on that. Ended up starting another secondary channel for the sole purpose of documenting the work on that boat. Now, we'll get that out of the way straight up. Essentially, a series of events meant that I had to sell it. So I no longer own Kiara. She's gone. The basics of it is we bought this property that I'm on now, and it was a good move. It was the right move for us. We needed a bigger house and, you know, more land for all my projects. The intention was to get Kiara out of the water and then freighted here to the property. So stay. Things falling down, never mind. Basically to get it freighted to the property, I could do the repower, I could go through and completely rebuild her how I wanted to. Just stuff that cannot be done on the water. Essentially, I went through and enlisted a few different companies that were going to give me a hand to do that. Obviously, they were going to transport it for me, not give me a hand. They were going to transport the vessel for me. You're looking, it was a distance of about 20 odd kilometers that it has to get traveled by road, obviously. And when it come down to it, one by one, they come and inspected the boat, and they basically said it's either too big. Some of them were sort of not big enough, like they dealt in, you know, 50 plus multi-million dollar transports of multi-million dollar yachts and things like that, and basically it wasn't worth their time. One particular guy was very keen. He was semi-local. He come and looked at it and essentially just said, no, I can't do it. Like, one by one, it slowly got to the point where I couldn't find someone to freight the boat for me. Not that I couldn't get it out of the water. I could physically lift the boat, but it would have to go to a marina, or it would have to go to like dry storage around here. Nobody wanted to transport it. Nobody I could find anyway. And that basically left me with no options but to cut my losses and sell it. I couldn't continue going out there as frequently as I could and working on her. And I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't do the work that I wanted to do with it on the water. It wasn't going to happen. So yeah, put it up for sale. You know, I lost money on it. No doubt, it's a boat, of course you lose money on it. But I feel like my time with that boat was very well spent. I gave her a new lease on life, and I kept her on the water and in serviceable condition. She would have been scrapped if I didn't get her. I used her quite a bit cruising around Port Stephens where I was. Obviously, we took the trip up the coast. I've got a lot of really good memories because of that boat, because of the adventures that I sort of went on with that, and you guys come with me for a fair portion of them as well. You know, I got a lot of great memories now from time spent with my dad on that boat, and that's all stuff that, you know, you can't put a price on. And Dad's still here. I don't know, that might have come across as anyway, sorry. I've just got a lot of good memories and a lot of fun times spent with good mates, family on the boat. That's something I can't put a price on, and it, like I said, it was to the point where I needed to move it on, and I did. So I am I haven't been back out to the boat since, so I couldn't give you any comment on what the new owner's done with it. He said he was going to keep doing work to it, and maintaining it, and hopefully improving it and keep it on the water. So I hope he does, and I wish him all the luck with it. Yeah, so that's it. No more boat. I do have another little fishing boat, but it's nothing worth doing a video on. I guess if you really want a video on it, I can show you what it is, but there's a few little jobs to do on it, but it's nothing to speak of. So yeah, that's it. That's the biggest one out of the way. Now, the RX-7, because it's sitting right here and I'm going to sort of go into it. Still very much a project. I'm not selling this at the current point in time. I want to finish it. I want to get it to make noise. Now, nothing's really changed as far as my goals for the car. Still going to be supercharged, still as it is. I have brought, actually used some of the boat money. So when I sold the boat, I used a portion of that money to buy a Haltech 1500 ECU for this, and also a wideband controller and a wideband sensor itself. And I'm going to get a harness as well. So this will be running Haltech ECU and software. I sort of went back and forth a lot on that, primarily because of the money. They're not cheap, but I felt like it was made the most sense. There's a fair bit of money sitting in this engine bay, and I want to go down the route of tuning it myself, and it seemed like the most logical option was to get something modern that's still very much supported. There is a bucket load of information on the internet, versus some of the older ECUs that I'd already had. Now, I've got an old model Haltech, brand new, but it's an old E11 Haltech sitting there. I've got the Wolf ECU that come out of the Patrol when I brought it, which would run this stand on its head. They're not supported, so it sort of makes it hard. Anyway, got the Haltech for it. So now all I'm really waiting on as far as purchases is I'm going to convert the car to drive-by-wire throttle, just because the Haltech will support it, and I've got more than enough inputs and outputs to run it. So it'll get maybe like a Bosch 90mm throttle body for it. So I need that, and my injectors. Don't know quite what I'm going to run yet. If anybody's got some really good suggestions for injectors, I'm going for... If this thing makes 400 horsepower to the wheels, I'll be absolutely stoked. I think that's a bit of a stretch, so we're looking at 300 to 350 horsepower mark. Possibly run E, but trying to get E85 in my local area is actually pretty hard. There's like 1 or 2 servos that sell it around here, and they're all a pretty decent drive. Like they're a 40 minute drive to go and get some ethanol fuel to run in it. I'd prefer to just run straight 98. So I'm thinking maybe 1,000 primaries and 1,600 secondaries. Again, if anybody's got good suggestions on some injectors, let me know. And that's about it as far as componentry that I need. Then it's just work. Radiators, oil coolers, AN lines, fittings, all that sort of stuff. That all goes with it as well, obviously, but yeah, it's not that far away from me throwing actual time at this thing to get it to make noise. I would love to get it to make some sort of noise this year. We'll see. What are we, early November now, so maybe not. That might be a bit of a stretch on the time frame, but we'll see. Now, other projects I've got, there are still racing lawnmowers. I've still got them. The frames, the chassis for them, we still got them, we still got the engines. Dad and I still want to do it. It's just not that high of a priority. So they will still happen, not this year definitely. What we do have, and what I have actually started filming an episode on, is we've got Dad's gyro. Now, that's been in the background of a lot of videos, but it's time to bring it to the front. It needs its own video. I have started doing some filming on that. We've filmed a couple engine run sequences. He's at the moment of putting together a new engine for it, for various reasons that we'll go into. The craft itself has actually flown, and we've got some footage of that, so I'm going to put together basically an informational video on that, showing what it is and the work we've done to it. We've rebuilt it from the ground up and it has flown. So yeah. Anyway, sorry, I keep getting distracted. So yeah, Dad's gyro. We also have 2 more single seat gyros that we purchased that need to get a strip down, a full inspection, and then the Rotax engines need to get inspected and get running. Where the intention for them is to get them running. I will do videos on them because I think they're probably something that's quite interesting and a lot of people might want to see. And then we're going to try and sell them and move them on. Now, I also have purchased a 2-seat gyro myself. That is basically just a frame and a canopy. I'm going to build that up, maybe for myself, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get my license and fly, but I want to build it for how I would build myself, something like that. So that'll be a full aircraft build. It will be running a Type 4 2-litre Volkswagen engine, just purely because we already have one that's basically 0 timed and has more than enough horsepower for what the gyro is going to need. They're air cooled, they sound like a Volkswagen, but this thing standard configuration makes 100 horsepower, which is more than enough for a light 2-seat gyro. That's down the track. It'll be next year sometime, but yeah, that's down the track. What else have we got? I will do a bit of an update and a bit of a fit out of my shed. I'll take you for a little spin around in a minute, but what I want to do is get on board with somebody who will help me out with some benches and maybe some toolboxes and things like that. See how we go. But yeah, I would like to fit this shed out. It's not a very big shed. It's probably about the same size as my last one, but I'm gonna have to fit it out and be smart on how I work. So it'll be a little bit of a showcase on how to try and set up a small shed to get the most out of it. There'll have to be some pretty clever storage solutions, and you know, everything will have to serve multi-purposes in order to make it fit and work the way I want, because these projects happen here. Here, or some of them happen over in Dad's shop, because we've got the hoist and things over there, and sometimes you just need the hoist. But anyway, that's the bulk of the updates. Things are going to keep happening. I'm going to post irregular videos because I want to try and get back into it, basically. Now that we've moved house and things have settled down, I feel like it's something that for me, I personally really enjoy doing, and I hope you guys enjoy watching them. So yeah, I'm going to get back into it. Now the patrol, I will take you for a walk and show you the patrol. There's nothing really any more to show. Nothing's changed from the last few clips, except that it is 100% street legal, fully registered and on the road. Stacks, dual cab chop, engine conversion, long range fuel tank. Yeah, everything. 3-inch lift. That's a 2-inch body lift. 1 inch body lift, 2-inch suspension lift, and 34-inch tires. 100% legal. I have the paperwork to prove it, and that's a pretty big deal in my eyes. Must be just getting old, and I tend to care more about keeping myself out of trouble these days than sort of just running the gauntlet. I'd like to just know that if someone pulls me up, then at least I can say the car's legal. Hopefully I'm not doing the wrong thing at the time when I get pulled up. But anyway, there's going to be a couple of videos of that. And yeah, what else have I got? Dad's Patrol. So Dad's Gold GU Patrol. Silver, anyway. That's the one we supercharged. Supercharged didn't work, obviously. We are now going down the route of compound turboing that. And more than likely it'll go compound turbos. Well, it will, sorry, we've already got the turbos for it. It's going to get compound turbos, and it's going to get a mechanical injection pump conversion. A few places now have started to offer conversion kits for them. They use the injection pump off a Hilux, I believe, and then they stroke them out to a 12mm pump, boost compensated, and put them on, and you can actually tune them properly. So you get rid of the whole computer controlled side of the direct injection ZD30s, bugger it off. They're shit pumps anyway, I hate them. Get rid of that, and you just put a standard, well, not standard, but you put a normal style rotary mechanical injection pump on them, and then you basically wind the wick up, compound turbos. It's getting ARP head bolts, and we're going to look to push somewhere in the 35 to 40 pound worth of boost up it. And See if it holds together. I doubt it, but anyway, we'll see. If we blow it up, build another one. And yeah, that's where we are. So I'll take you for a walk around the patrol. I'll show you, give you a quick little look. Alrighty, so you've seen it before, but anyway, this is the engine conversion. So 6.5 litre turbo diesel, turbo's up the back. It was a straight 3 litre petrol, an RB30. That's gone, obviously. We're all in, so that's the conversion. We're hooked up to the trailer at the moment because we've been working. 34s, it does sit pretty high. The kids do struggle to get in and out of it, but anyway, I got sliders to go on it. So yeah, that's where we are. Like I said, she's fully registered with plates. So if you haven't seen it before, 5-inch stacks, timber tray, just sort of nothing. I say nothing wild, but I guess it kind of is a little bit when you see it rolling down the road. Dual cab chopped. It is basically exactly what I wanted. I've built the car that I wanted, and I can now drive it. So it just sort of goes to show that if you want to build something, even in New South Wales, which is a bit of a pain in the butt of a state to get things happening, but if you want to build something, you can build it, you know, and you can build it and make it legal and get it on the road. So yeah, instead of driving stuff around and just hoping that nobody pulls you up. So, you know, like this thing, I haven't been pulled up yet. I've been registered for 2.5 weeks and it hasn't been pulled up. I will get pulled over, I have no doubt of it. But that's fine, it's legal. And I don't know, I never used to worry too much about it, but these days it's something that I really am happy that I spent the time and did it. If you want to know more about it, any of the mods or all the work done, it's all documented. There's 6 or 7 episodes, I think, build episodes on this thing, all to do with the chop. It's all been filmed and put up, so please go back and have a look. Yeah, check it out, check out the work. Really, there's still plenty more to go on this. I've got rock sliders, I've got the bull bar's going to get heavily modified. I am building a twin motor high mount winch for it. It's almost there, but obviously it needs a winch. But yeah, I wanted a high mount and I just can't afford a worn high mount, and also definitely can't afford, you know, like a giggle pin or something like that. They're ridiculously expensive, so I'm building one. It's just what we do. Again, that's getting filmed too, so that's going to go in. I've got snorkels to build. I'm doing twin 4-inch snorkels. Only one's going to be hooked up. Whatever, is what it is. So there's still plenty more to go on this, and as I do the work, I'll of course film it and put it up. So that's the idea. I want to try and get back into this, and yeah, who knows, maybe even get to that 10,000 sub mark. We'll see. But yeah. Alright, well, I hope that's it. If you have any questions about any of it, please leave a comment, or, you know, reach out, whatever. Don't mind. And yeah, as things come up, I'll film them. I'm always buying new projects. I got an excavator over there that definitely needs some work. So, you know, if you want to watch me rebuild rams and repaint excavators and fix exhausts and, I don't know, rebuild tracks and fix buckets, yeah. I keep buying stuff that needs lots of work, so I'll keep filming it. Whenever you want to watch it, I'll keep filming it. So, alright, well, like I said, that's enough. And yeah, if you want to subscribe, stick around, because there's plenty more coming. Alright, we'll catch you later.